Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, and with me this week is
BC
and
BB
and keyboards.
Dylan.
You know, I don't think I did that last episode.
You did not.
You did not. I was just sitting there
Now
going,
that I'm just doing that, I'm
you're
like, I
like,
didn't fucking
Happy
do that
New
last
Year.
time.
Yeah.
And I think it threw everybody off.
Yeah.
It did, even me, because I strayed from the norm. So
he just did. I'm like,
I'll say hello, BC, BB, and Dylan there. So I did it twice on this one. So yeah, that was weird. I didn't realize that I did that till I just did it on this one. So sorry for last week, you guys, but they all know you guys. Come on, give me. It's you guys. All right. So speaking of last week, we did our wrap-up of our part one wrap-up of 2025. We did our albums from number 10 to number 6. We talked about live albums that came out last year. We talked about our favorite episodes of the podcast last year. We did our unfortunate list of rockers that had passed away during 2025. And, we talked about favorite episodes, stuff like that. And, but always fun. I like doing these ones. We went over our top albums from 2024, which I think is always interesting to see what we picked the year before and what we're actually still, kind of checking out. But so we're going to do our top 5 tonight and a couple other things that we usually like to do. So we're going to, before we get into that, let's go around. Everybody give everybody a recap of your number 10 to number 6. What did you have, Dylan?
So my number 10 was from a band called Century with Sign of the Storm. My number 9 was Darren Balakian and the Scars on Broadway with Addicted to the Violence. My number 8 was Testament with Parabellum. My number 7 was The Hives with The Hives Forever, Forever the Hives. And my number 6 was Hazard with The Third Dimension.
What'd you have, BB?
All right. My number 10 was Orianti with Some Kind of Feeling. My number 9 album was Madhouse, Plead the Fifth. My number 8 album was Jezelik with Apolitical Ecstasy. My number 7 album was 3 words, Captain Black Beard with Chasing Danger. And my number 6 album was Ray of Light with Salute.
All right. What'd you have, BC?
all right. My list was number 10 was the Scott Rockenfield with the Unchained, Bonfire, Higher Ground, the D-Raps with Viva Rock and Roll, Testament with Parabellum, and Smith Kotzen with Black Light, White Noise. I always want to say that.
Say it backwards. Yeah. All right, for me, my number 10 was Primal Fear, Domination. Number 9 was Avatar, Don't Go in the Forest. Number 8, the true pirate metal band of this podcast, the official pirate metal band of the Potter Than Hell podcast, Ailstorm with the Thunderfist Chronicles. Number 7 was Wednesday 13, Mid-Death Crisis. And number 6 was War Kings Armageddon. So we will get into our top 5 in a little bit. So before we get rocking into it, what have we been listening to? BC, what do you got going, buddy?
I got a lot of vintage stuff going because, like I said, I'm in fishing and I have not been catching much trout.
The net's empty.
The net is coming up empty, so I'm going old school with the Hurricane Alice bands and a lot of late 80s and a lot more early 90s hard rock that just was too late.
All right.
$1 short.
Yeah.
How about you, Don?
So I found this band that somebody had recommended to me that kind of is inspired by the old giallo Italian horror films like Suspiria or Deep Red, the Dario Argento films. and the band is called Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats.
Go ahead.
And it's a little psychedelic, a little spooky, a little kind of doom rocky. It's definitely not everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's fun to have in the background. It's kind of a good mood setter, little spookiness to get you through the day. It's
Little spooky elevator music.
yeah, well, they almost try to do a soundtrack to like fake giallo horror movies in a sense. So it's got that, like, I don't know if you've ever heard the band Goblin. They did some of the soundtracks for
I've seen the name before.
Suspiria and like the Dario Argento movies, but it's very much in that vein of little soundtracky, a little bit of rock in there, psychedelia. It's a mood. It's a mood listen for sure.
BB, what about you, buddy?
All right. How about we go down the melodic hard rock?
BB goes, let's get away from that.
And this album covers a lot of musicians. It's called Turkish Delight.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a Chronicles of Narnia reference. That's what that got Edmund to give up his siblings.
And they say that is absolutely disgusting.
Gave up his siblings for Turkish Delight.
Whoa. So the name of the band is Turkish Delight, and I guess it's just a self-titled album, but there are a shit ton of musicians on this that everybody's on it. You got Jeff Scott Soto, you got Robin McCauley, you got Ronnie Marrero, you got Tony Harnell, Joel Holkstra, Jeff Pilson, Billy Sheehan. There's just some big names on this. Brian Tishy on the drums. There's just a lot going on in this album, but a great album. I've listened to it a couple times down this rabbit hole I went to, and really good stuff on there.
Is it a covers album?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I'm going to check it out. A lot of great names on there, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, and for me, a couple spins I had on the old turntable lately. I know it's a favorite of BC's also. Night Ranger, Seven Wishes. Absolutely killer album. Love that one. Yngwie Malmsteen's Trilogy. I always throw that on there once in a while. And then I was listening to Brad's episodes. He did like 3 episodes on the Las Vegas Kiss Landlocked cruise thing, whatever the hell it was. And he had Jeff Trott and Gary Kapp on there. And I know my buddy Jeff Trott is a huge fan like myself of Hot in the Shade. And so I spun that one. I have like the Pacific Blue version of that. I put that on. Always love it. And I threw on Ace Frehley's 10,000 Volts. I was in the mood for a little Ace's last album, and I think that I really enjoy that album. I think it was with that, you didn't know at the time, but Ace's last album that he ever did. So I enjoy that. I enjoy probably 80% of that album. So it's a good listen. So that's what we got going. We got a little Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats for Dylan. I remember Don Jameson talking about them once on one of his shows. I don't know if it was the one on Sirius or if it was on when he was on the that metal show. I'm not sure. And a little Turkish Delight for BB.
They actually have an album out this year.
Turkish Delight?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
There you go.
Some Hurricane Alice and some older hard rock for BC. Bands that like kind of just missed the cut.
Window was shut.
Little Night Ranger, Seven Wishes for myself, some Yngwie, some Kiss, Hot in the Shade, some Ace Frehley, 10,000 Volts. So let's get into this now. And so first of all, let's talk about concerts that we went to from last year. I don't know if anyone wrote a list down or not of what they went to. BB, you seem to have. What do you got from last year?
So of course April we went to the Monsters of Rock, and there was just we saw like 36 shows, so we won't go over every one. May we went to see Bullet Boys and Winger, and also in May we saw Ted Poley because it was our buddy Joe Casero's birthday.
Oh yeah.
He was nice enough to invite us to his birthday party, and Ted Poley did a little acoustic number there. In November, we went to see Accept and Queensryche. And then in December, we went to see Dark Chapel and Zach Sabbath.
Ted Poley opened an act, The Wannabes.
The Wannabes.
That's right. My buddy Ron. How about you, Dylan? Do you got a thing going there?
Yeah, I was just going to go off of your list because you went to all the same concerts as me, but went to Joe Bonamassa. That was a really memorable concert. Of course, Accepting Queensryche was one that we recently went to. We went to another one too, didn't we? Oh, Dream Theater, of course. One of the coolest experiences I've had seeing Dream Theater since last time was with Mike Mangini and was the Astonishing in its entirety.
Yeah, and that was
so,
it.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed those concerts.
How about you, BC?
I gotta say Wednesday 13 off the top of my head. M3 with David Lee Roth and then Piercy Dean Martini. It's cool to see Dean Martini. Such an underrated player, I think.
And Carlos. All right, yeah, for me, the ones I have written down, myself and Dylan went to see Joe Bonamassa. Always great. Dylan and I are going to see him again in March, and he's actually playing Bethel Woods in June, which I'm trying to get the rest of these guys on board to go see Bonamassa. It'll be BC. I guarantee you, it'll be like Kansas. You'll walk out of there going, "Holy fuck!" But anyways, Monsters of Rock Cruise, of course. The one thing I gotta say about that is Massive Wagons.
Yeah.
They were for me the band that I enjoyed the most on that. Just fucking fantastic. I felt about them like I felt the first time we saw Heat with Eric. I was just walked away like, holy fuck, that pool stage show was awesome. Queensryche and Accept, of course, we saw. Always great seeing those. Great seeing that tour together. Like I said in the last episode that I didn't realize I thought was the year before, we got to see Ace Frehley in his last year of touring, and Slaughter opened up that show, but we skipped that because Asia was playing the public venue in there with the John Payne's Asia. I'm sorry, and it was really good. It was a really good night. It was myself, BC, Granza, and Richie went up to that one. Winger Bullet Boys. I had the Winger down, but I forgot who opened up Bullet Boys. And Bullet Boys, I'll tell you what, we really enjoyed the hell out of Bullet Boys at that show. And then remember at the show, Winger, like Kip just kind of walked off the stage at the end and was just like fucking gone. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened.
Talk about Bullet Boys. I don't know if anybody else. They see they're back together again.
Oh, are they really? Well, they gonna last a week?
I read it again. I'm like, and I checked the date on it, make sure it was something from. Apparently they're
Original Four again.
Oh,
good God!
So I don't know how true it is.
Maybe they'll tour with Dokken. Maybe Dokken will do it one more time. They can do it, back together again. Tour.
Rumor has it Dokken's back.
I've heard that too.
I've heard that too.
So who knows? So also we did go to see Gene Simmons and his band down in Wind Creek last year. That was a good show. I was kind of surprised at how not well attended that show was. There was literally probably 6 or 7 empty rows in front of us, and we even decided not to move up because we had a great view. Still a great show though.
Well, what you don't know, Steve, is that half the people paid for the be a roadie situation, and they were working backstage.
They were backstage.
Good for them.
Polishing my guitar.
Like BB said, the Ted Poley show at our buddy Joe Casero's 60th birthday party. That was a fun day, and the fun didn't stop after the show. That one went late into the evening and to early next morning. Dream Theater, myself, Dylan, and BC went to that one. That we had the infamous train incident where we waited like 30-40 minutes for a fucking train to go by to get to our hotel.
The length of a Dream Theater song.
Yeah, no shit. It was like side 1 of their EP. Bruce Dickinson we saw down in Philly. That was a really good show. I enjoyed that one.
Up for them.
It was.
They were decent.
Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that. It'll come to me. We also saw Jeff Tate doing Operation Mindcrime at Penn's Peak. That was a really good show. And of course, BC mentioned the Wednesday 13 show, Zach Sabbath, and that Bonfire band. They were good. So a lot of good shows. And even Dark Chapel. I will throw. We did see Dark Chapel too. They weren't as. I know he gave the review before, but I didn't mind it as much because the bass player sang with him. If he sang with him or just bass player sang on the album, it would be even better. But that's neither here nor there. So that's what the concerts that I could kind of, because I went through my calendar and just kind of picked found out which ones we went to. So we'll talk about what we're looking forward to coming up later in the episode. Yeah, I want to thank some of the podcasts that I listen to and that are friends of ours that have inspired me to start the podcast. And I mean, Dylan is the main one on that one, but just friends of ours, ones that I enjoy, ones that I guest hosted on, ones that I just listen to just to listen to because I enjoy. And I gotta say, the main thing for me on a podcast is the chemistry of the people that are on the podcast. Because I love my Buddies in Asylum podcast, but some of the shit that they fucking talk about, like they did like a Ramones thing and a Danzig thing, and I'm like, like I would run into fucking traffic. But I still listen to it because it's the guys and it's the back and forth and it's this that we got going here. So I got Sonny and Steven on Growing Up Rock. Our KISS crew, love those guys. Granza, Rob, Scotty, Richie. I Remember Now podcast that I do with my buddy Ray Farrow and our producer Tim. Just a fun podcast to do. We love it. We're actually recording one this weekend, which will be out way before you guys hear this episode. Shout Out Loudcast, the album review crew, Zeppelin Chronicles and Dorm Damage, Tom and Zeus. And when they do the Zeppelin Chronicles, they have our buddy Murph's on there. Awesome. Love you, Murph. Album review crew. I'm actually going to be doing another album review crew episode with those guys coming up. Tom and Zeus, love those guys. Brad Rustov and Slamfest. That's my Thursday listen. Brad's been on this podcast. It's probably pretty close to who's been on the podcast more, him or Sonny. I think Sonny's got to be because we had Sonny on earlier, but he's on all the time. The Asylum podcast, I mentioned those guys before. Tim, Gary, Marvin, and Ray. Just a great podcast. A lot of chemistry there. I've been on with those guys a couple times. Podcast Rock City, Joe Polo, Sonny, Lee Westy, and Joey Casada. Just a fun podcast. Like I said before, those are the guys that kind of got me wanting to do my own podcast because I wanted to have my own voice out there for stuff that we're talking about. KISS FAQ, I like those guys. It's called The Cesspool by another podcast out there, which is whatever. But Julian Gill, super nice guy. I know him. I've talked to him. Him and I had a nice conversation on one of the KISS cruises sitting down. We both enjoyed some tea, actually. So that's Julian Gill, Ken, Mark, Anthony K, of course, Lonnie, and Daniel. Just a fun podcast. And they're one of the podcasts, too. Like, how do you come up with shit every week? But they do a great job. Talking Into Affinity, a Dream Theater podcast with Brian Hendrickson and JD on that one. Just a good bunch of guys. We met Brian on Monsters of Rock Cruise. Real cool. Ages of Rock, Bill, Dennis, and Alan. Fun podcast. Love those guys. Just super nice guys. They do a lot of cool stuff. Fans of Motion podcast. That's a Night Ranger podcast. Damn Good Movie Members with Brian Davis. On the Fly podcast with Steve Fly. Really super nice guy. And the last one I got is the Two Bob's Cast. Fun podcast. They do a band's discography. I was on there with those guys, and I did Aerosmith with those guys earlier in 2025. So thank you guys for putting out stuff, and it's not an easy thing to do. We have not missed a week in 8 years, which sometimes it gets kind of close because life happens. There's weeks BB's got stuff going on, BC's got stuff going on. There's weeks where I got stuff going on, where Dylan will do a solo one, or Dylan and I will just record one up here. It does get difficult sometimes. Sometimes we stack up. We'll do 2 episodes in a night, like actually what we're actually doing tonight. We're recording part 1 and part 2 in the same night, and then so this will give us the rest of the holiday season off. We won't record again until early 2026, which you guys, there will be no pause. So that's kind of how we roll for the end of the year. So I want to, thank all those guys out there, just fucking awesome. And so let's have BB introduce his gem song for this episode.
All right. Since we're gonna stick around with the 2025 thing, let's go to a little Rick Hughes, singer of Saints and Sinners. He released an album in October called Redemption, and off this album, the song is called "Shake My Soul," featuring Guitar great Brad Gillis. And Dylan's going to play it right now.
All right, BB, thanks for picking out that song. Rick Hughes, Redemption from the Redemption album, Shake My Soul. Good songs. Hey, Brad Gillis, come on. Kick-ass song. And I'd heard that, too, because I remember seeing there was I think I saw the video on on YouTube. Like it just popped up, and I'm like, Brett Gillis. There we go. All right, we got it in. So we're going to do our top 5 now. So we're going to go reverse order from what we did in the last episode. So then that puts Dylan on at the plate.
Okay, so my top 5 was tough, and I'm sure like a lot of the rest of your lists was down to the wire, changing until we recorded, basically. And like I had said in the episode prior, I was looking at different lists of top albums of the year to see if there was any common album that would appear often that I should check out or things like that. And one of the first album that I'm going to talk about in my top 5 is one of those albums. So this album came out April 11th and is by a band called Messa from Italy. And the album is called The Spin. Now, this was on a lot of like number ones for lists, so I was intrigued. And usually on some of the lists that I was looking at, if it's number 1, it's usually Cookie Monster vocals, stuff like that. This was not that. This album was very goth rock, female vocalist, straight vocals that BB would like. Okay. Music is similar to Typo Negative, and it has some Sushi and the Banshees kind of stuff. Solos in it as well. There's a straight ballad in the thing, and then there's a solo at the end. It's really different, and it's really good. I really enjoyed it. Very different from everything else I was listening to this year. And it's something that I feel is accessible to people because of the female vocals being so different than everything else that I'm used to with this kind of genre. Because you look at the album cover and you're thinking, oh, this is probably going to be like a metalcore or something like that. But it's different. It's really cool. And from what I gather from the band, they really kind of change up their style a couple of times over their discography. And this one, from what I've heard, is the most accessible album of theirs. So my number 5 is Messa with The Spin. Check it out. It's pretty good. I really enjoyed it. My number 4, every time this band puts out an album, I have to put them on the list. Released March 14th, Coheed and Cambria, Father of Make Believe. I put this out there as one of the halfway albums, so you've all listened to it. I think that this is the second strongest of the most recent Coheed albums, and because they started kind of a new story cycle with Unheavenly Creatures, and then they went to the second album, which I'm not a big fan of as the second album, but the third album, this one, Father Make Believe, I really enjoy. It's got songs like Blindside Sunny, Play the Poet. Those are like a really good 1-2 punch. The Continuum cycle at the end is really cool, and Goodbye Sunshine is great. Father Make Believe. These are some really good stuff. Claudio's vocals, he does different things in there. He has some very Gerard Way-esque vocals on this album, and he has his usual kind of high-pitched stuff, but he really goes outside of what I'm used to for Claudio, and I really enjoy that. And the guitar work, as usual, is always fantastic. This is a very good album from them. I always love Coheed and Cambria. So Father Make Believe, very comfortable at my number 4. My number 3 album is from another band that anytime they put out something, I know I'm going to love it. They're consistent. They are a band that I could just put on a mix and always jam out. They're really good at the chugging, like just going off on a riff moments. And the lead vocalist is one that you either love them or you hate them. Of course, Volbeat is what I'm talking about. God of Angels Trust. Of course, the very first song that we listen to is In the Barn of the Goat, giving birth to Satan's spawn. Fantastic song. It actually says the title of the song in the actual song, which is fantastic. But songs like Acid Rain, By a Monster's Hand, Enlighten the Disorder, just great chugging Volbeat as you know them and love them. If you're a fan of Volbeat, you're gonna love this album. They've just been so consistent for me, and every time I hear an album from them, I know it's probably going to make the list. So that's my number 3. My number 2 is another band that the last album that they put out was on my 2022 best of list, and this album is on my 2025 best of list. Of course, from March 21st, I'm talking about Hell Dorado from Spirit World. And this one was a bit of a surprise because they have their heavy, hellbilly metal thrash stuff in there, but they also have some like lighter country stuff that really just is out of nowhere, and I think makes the album better because you're not expecting it. And it feels like you're sitting around the campfire in between being attacked by demons in the desert, and you're just kind of singing a Kumbaya song with everybody. But these guys have not disappointed me yet. I love this album. It is such a fantastic change of pace when it happens. Of course, the song "Waiting on the Reaper" is probably the really good, straightforward song from them. But like Abilene Grime starts off like different, and you're like, did I put on the right album? And then it kicks in. Oh, so good. This is a good heavy band, but I love that they showcase their softer side on this one because I think it really works. And then my number one album of the year. This one came out on February 7th. This is the only album that I heard in its entirety live. Of course, I'm talking about Parasomnia from Dream Theater. I'm wearing the hat, representing it today. I really was excited about this album when it was announced because Mike Portnoy, the original drummer, some say the undisputed kind of leader of the band, was coming back. It was the first time in I think since 2012, I think maybe.
It was more than 10 years.
Yeah, it was like I think it was 2012 that Black Cloud and Silver Linings came out. But it was the first time in a very long time since he's been back in the band. And boy, I really like the stuff with Mike Mangini. The last couple albums have been fantastic for Dream Theater, but there's just that little je ne sais quoi that Mike Portnoy brings to the band with his background vocals and his drumming. And this just feels like a band like firing on all cylinders again. I think it's a front to back, really strong album. Even the one song that I don't vibe with as much, "Beat the Clock," the solo in it is amazing. But songs like "A Broken Man," "Night Terror," "The Shadow Man Incident," these are really great songs that showcase how just on top of their game this band is. The instrumentals are insane. There's a little ragtime part that I love in one of the songs. And they played it in its entirety live, and it sounded even better to hear it live. And I think that I'm so happy the kind of core, iconic lineup of the band is back together. I liked Mike Mangini, but Mike Portnoy, he's just untouchable. And everybody is just, you can tell that there's a little bit of a rejuvenation, kind of an energization that Mike Portnoy brings that the rest of the band kind of benefits from. So that's my top 5 list. BC, what'd you think? I'm sorry that one of the albums that you guys are going to talk about but I wanted to make sure that you guys were all able to talk about it.
No. I mean, what more can you say about Dream Theater? Come on.
Yeah.
Spirit World. I do remember this when you talked about it like earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Boy Beat. It's a love and hate thing.
Yeah.
If I'm in the mood for it, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes his voice gets to me. Cohebe in Cambria. Again, I like when he's the lower side of his vocals, I guess you would say. And then Mesa. You had me at typo negative, so
Yeah, it's that like kind of gothic rock.
I got to check it out.
Yeah.
Nice, very interesting.
BB?
Yeah, this Mesa band, I'll check these guys out as well. Kind of intrigued with the typo negative sound that they bring. Queen Cambria, well, we kind of touched on that. The Volbeat one, I didn't even know they. I knew you brought one song. I don't know why I didn't know they actually had an album out this year.
Yeah.
Spirit World, I do not know, but I will check them out. And honestly, Dream Theater, I actually have only checked out 2 songs, and it's just I don't know what it is. I just can't. They're good. It's just I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't have enough time to sit down and listen to a Dream Theater album. I don't. I honestly don't.
He doesn't have that gene, BC.
Somebody say Gene?
Did you say that's $29.99?
$29.99 for CD.
But yeah, before 2026 is over, I'll listen to that whole Dream Theater
It
album.
may take you that long.
But it's only like an hour and a half, or an hour
it's a
and
short
11
thing.
minutes, or
Thank
something.
I think
God
there's
for
only
Christmas
like
break.
2 songs over 9 minutes.
It's like the BB. It's like the Avatar album. It's more BB accessible.
Okay.
I think the most recent Dream Theater albums are
They are. They are.
accessible.
They're more
The
Steve
last-
accessible.
Yeah.
The last few have been.
Yeah. Like,
There's the ones out there that you put on, you'd be like,
yeah.
nah, it's,
Like Distance
you
Over
go running.
Time.
Yeah.
You would go running.
Yeah. Dad?
Okay, Mesa. That's one we all have to check out. I have no idea. It sounds interesting, for sure. Coheed and Cambria. I didn't hate that one when we did it. It was okay. I think there were a couple parts where I was thinking that if they did something a little different, if I remember correctly, but not horrible. Volbeat. I listened to this whole album yesterday. I think it's fantastic. I'm like BC. I have to be in the mood for it, but I was in the mood for it. And this album just fucking rocks. It is a straightforward, just kick-ass album. Spirit World, Hell Dorado, also a Wasp album, by the way. That's maybe why they went by Wasp, Dylan. But this is, and you're right. And you're right about the mix of this. It's like weird, but cool. Like it works.
Yeah.
Like because I know when you picked their first album when 2022.
Yeah. Death
And this
Western.
was a band that I really thought was cool, and they had some potential. So I enjoyed this one too. Dream Theater, Parasomnia. I think it's fantastic. Got to see it live, the whole album. There wasn't, and literally they did the whole album, then they went off, and then they came, and they did some other stuff.
Yeah.
That one thing they did was boring.
Change of Seasons.
Change of Seasons. Like, why the fuck did they do that? They should have did that. If they came back, they should have did that first.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, I was not bored for 1 second in that show when they did this whole album. I thought it was fantastic. I've listened to it a ton of times since then, and I bought the vinyl. That's just what that's my last words on it. I bought the vinyl, and it does hit the turntable, also. So
Yeah.
so that's what I got for that. And BC, you're up next.
Alrighty.
Here we go, folks. Strap in.
Top
Make sure
five.
your
Sabrina
Hans
Carpenter,
device is
man's
on
best
and your
friend.
4-point harness is on.
I'm going to start by top 5 with number 5 with the Buck Cherry with the Roar Like Thunder. I mean, this is a band that's been around since, I want to say, 99? It's been around a while. They're consistent. This falls under the category of a band that, like, if they're coming out with the album, I'm just going to pick it up. I'm not going to wait to hear anything from it. I'm going to pick it up. Just straightforward rock and roll fun. I mean, and they're phenomenal live. He went that little dancing. Number 4 pick for the year is going to be the band The Fifth. We Are One. There's really nobody big in this band except for Corey from Cold Sweat fame. This is
Corey
good.
Feldman.
Not that Corey.
Isn't it Rory? Is it
Rory?
Rory.
Even though it's with the C, I don't understand how it's Rory.
Is it
Roy Ketchy.
Rory Kit.
R-O-Y.
Kathy?
That guy,
Rory.
the guy that wants to drink with everybody on the boat.
That's right.
But I mean, he put this album out, I guess rocks. They cover all the bases in my book. All right, so number 3, I'm gonna go with Wednesday 13 with the mid death crisis. I mean, I don't know how I even came across this. I've heard the name for years and years, and then something maybe, and like
Was it a Jason Green thing?
it might have been because he's friends with them, so that
Yeah.
might have been where to think. And then we saw him live, and it was just like phenomenal. All right, number 2. I'm not a churchgoer, but I definitely go to this church. It's called Dark Chapel with Spirit in the Glass. I mean, just such riffish. The riffs are great. I mean, I guess live is even better. Come on. No comment from across the table. But,
I'm reserving.
I just
heard
find
this
it,
yet.
I love, even the piano slower shit I like. I mean,
Yep.
I mean, that's a. don't know how to say this. It kind of a surprise though, because I knew Dario and I'm like, okay, I mean, he's branching out. But when I got it, I was pleasantly surprised by the album. Then the number one album for me this year it has to be my boys in Dream Theater with Parasomnia. I mean, like I said, we just said the last few albums have been very accessible for people who are not diehard Dream Theater fans. Even Steve's on board with the last few albums, and he was not a big DT guy.
It's true,
but like Dylan said, Mike's back. To me, it has a whole. He brings a whole new vibe.
Yeah, no,
I don't
sure.
care what anybody says. Nothing against Mike Mangini. When you get the original guys, not somewhat, but what's the name? Been with them for I'm drawing a blank on the keyboard player's name.
Jordan Rudess.
Jordan Rudess. Sure. He's been with them so long. He's not the original guy, but he's been with them long enough to be.
Yeah, and Derek Sherinian's got other stuff going on now.
Derek Sherinian was a flash in the pan. Kevin Moore, though, he was good. But to me, that album was just phenomenal. BB.
All right, BC. Yeah, Buck Cherry. Great album. Great rocking album. The 5th. You may hear about that later. Wednesday 13. We already talked about. I think Dylan picked it. Yeah, that's a the spooky rocker. Dark Chapel. You may hear something about them guys.
You heard of
them? I heard of them.
Dream Theater, you'll also hear something.
And Dream Theater, I never heard of these guys, Dream Theater. But I'll have to check them out.
Right.
I need to save an hour and 11 minutes to check out Dream Theater.
Dream Theater's going to sweep the board.
Sweep it up. All right. Steve, what do you think?
Okay, Buck Cherry, Roar Like Thunder, great album. It missed my list because it's not quite as good, I think, as the last one. It just misses that. It's a little lower than that, but it's there's a lot of great stuff on there.
Consistent.
They're very. I was just gonna say that was the exact word I was gonna say. They're very consistent. But like for me, these last two Buck Cherry albums, the soloing is so much more out there than they used to be. I think because I know that there was an interview with. I don't know. I apologize. Whatever the guitar player, the guy's name is. I mean, everyone knows Josh Todd, but and he said that he had really super. Actually, I think Josh Todd said this on an interview. I think it was the Jason McMaster podcast. I think Josh Todd was on there and he was talking about the guitar player and said that he really
Keith Nelson. He's
really been super working on his solos more than he had in the past. So, really great album, though. The 5th, We Are One. Thank God it's not the Kiss song. Thank fucking God it's not. But this is a good album. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this album. I thought it was good. It's rocking. He's got a great voice. Fantastic. Good listen. Wednesday 13. That was in my other episode. Dark Chapel. You guys know my thoughts on that. Musically, it's fantastic. It is. I just enough of that. But Dream Theater, I talked about that in Dylan's too. Just and it's weird because whenever I write it down, Dream Theater, I always have the tendency to write theater like the British way.
Yeah.
Theatre.
They're not that.
I don't know why. I just
Theater.
do R before E, except after T or something like that. I don't know, but just solid BC. 4 out of 5 there.
All right, Dylan.
Our number ones were the same, so I gotta be happy about that. Dark Chapel, it almost made the list. It did. I really did enjoy it. I think that I like his voice better with the softer stuff than with the heavier stuff, but instrumentally, fantastic. I really think that this is a really cool kind of side project for a member of Black Label Society, and I'm interested to see where it goes. So definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. Buck Cherry, I haven't been as in love with Buck Cherry recently as you all. I like Buck Cherry. I think the last album that I really vibed with Buck Cherry was All Night Long, I think is what it was called. that had Dead on there.
Yeah. That was a while ago.
Yeah, that song is so good. But
That is good.
I thought it was a solid album. I'm glad that you guys took some enjoyment out of it. The fifth, we heard a song from them, right?
That was on the
Yeah.
this 2025 songs.
Yeah. I liked that song, and
Starlight, I think it was.
yeah, was that the band with the subway thing at the beginning, or was that a different thing?
No, that was Spread Eagle.
Spread Eagle. That's right. No, but I think I like that song. And Wednesday 13, like I said, just missed my list, but very solid 10 through 1, and I'm glad that we crossed over a couple times, BC.
You did. All right, I'm up next on the rotation here. So my number 5 will be the band Heat with Welcome to the Future. This one came out on the 24th of January. And this is one that just within the last 2 months, I really delved into it. And I was like, holy fuck, like how did I not listen to this all year long? And I think if I had, I mean, it's number 5, so... but great. It's I think Kenny is the singer now. BC's he's the
Kenny,
the monkey with the
Kenny.
cymbals like on stage. But just fantastic album. The production is great. The soloing is fantastic. A couple songs on there. The one song, "Call My Name," it's like the fourth song of the album. It's not a hard rocker, but like the melodies and the hooks in that song are just absolutely like instantly caught my ear. Songs like "Rock Bottom," "Children of the Storm," this opening track on the album is "Disaster," and it's like faster, like typical. If you like any of the Heat stuff in the past, you will absolutely love this album. Absolutely fantastic. My number 4 album came out September 5th, and this is my boy. He has an album out. He's on there. Glenn Hughes. Album is chosen. He does this one. This album is just absolutely fantastic. The guitar playing on it is great. The vocals are great. And it's not like a balls out hard rocker, but it's just an album full of good songs. Voice in My Head is the opening track, is great. The title track, Chosen, is fantastic. Hot Damn Thing is a really cool song. And Black Cat Moan, I've heard that song before, or that title. It ends up with Into the Fade. Just a great, solid. If you're in the mood for an album, you can just put on and just let play with Glenn's amazing vocals. I can never, ever picture John Corabi singing this stuff. But just absolutely...
He's in the Dead Daisies.
I know.
Where he belongs.
Anyway, but just a great, solid album. And my next album, Dylan brought this one to the table back in the... I want to say... I think it was the... album, the songs, the 2025 songs one. The band's Game Over, and the album is called Face the End. This one came out April 25th. This is a fun one because I want to say Dylan brought the album to our attention, but I brought the song Neck Breaking Dance to that episode.
Yeah.
This song is just a fucking punch in the face, kick in the balls, fun, quick. I think it's like 33 minutes or something like that. Quick in and out album, just a beat. It's like a fast bully. Like he comes up, beats the fuck out of you, and runs away. Just a great, fun, slamming album. My number 2 album is my other boy that I absolutely love. This one also came out on April 25th. Joe Bonamassa, Breakthrough. It's not our hard rock that we talk, but it's blues rock, but it's so goddamn good. The hooks, the melodies, the soloing, and I love Joe's voice. I think he's got an amazing voice. I did voice my opinion on the last Black Country Communion album where he didn't have a song. Like usually there's like one Joe Bonamassa song on a Black Country Communion album. We didn't get that the last time. There's one where he kind of sings part of one with Glenn, but like I just want a Joe song. But opens up with Breakthrough, fantastic. The song Trigger Finger, like this is the one that instantly caught my ear. Shake This Ground is fantastic. And this is one that's no skippers on this one for me. Just I absolutely love the album. I picked it up on vinyl. I cannot wait to see him twice next year. I am endeavoring to get to the Bethel show too. Absolutely love him. I think he's my, I won't say replacement, but my kind of replacement since Gary Moore passed away, guitar player wise. I would have loved to have seen these guys play together. That would have been like my guitar player wet dream, to see Gary Moore and fucking Joe Bonamassa play together. So to my number one, I brought a song from this band to that episode where we do the songs, and I didn't think it was going to make it, but I just, this is the one of two albums that I just found myself kept going back to and back to and back to and back to. The band Rock Out, that I brought the title track to it. Let's call it Rock and Roll. I think I brought that one. Either that or The Boys Are Back. The Boys Are Back is the first song. This is just a kick-ass, straightforward, hard rock, the hard rock version of Dirty Honey for me. Oh. They're like, if Dirty Honey turned it up about 6 notches, that would be this band. Just a fun, kick-ass album. One that I just kept on going back to and back to and back to. And even the ballad Tears of the Rain, it starts out, I'm like, but then it gets, and like, it's just so good. The closing track on the album, Don't Call Me Honey, is one of my favorite songs from this year. It's one that I just like, I'll play the album, then I'll just immediately go back to like the last track again. Just absolutely fun album. And so it's weird how my list kind of flip-flop. Like I had mostly metal on the first 5, and then I have some more melodic and, like, you know, if you want to say fun stuff for the top 5. So what'd you think, Dylan?
Well, I don't think you brought that to the... Oh, it was you brought it to the halfway albums. So we listened to the... We did listen to that. We did do the album.
Okay.
Yeah, because it wasn't in the songs. I don't remember that album.
Really?
Yeah. I don't remember that album. So I'm going to have to re-listen to it to check it out.
It's fun.
Joe Bonamassa, of course, amazing. The album is very good. I'm very excited to see him live again. Never disappoints. And yeah, I knew you were going to have this on your list, so I didn't even touch it because I knew we were going to talk about it. Game Over, yeah, that was an album that the album cover grabs you, and you're hoping that the music will live up to the album cover, and it does. It's kind of that Swedish, awesome, like, power metal, heavy metal to it. I love a good song that's about, like the music, the heavy metal music, and, Neck Breaking Dance is that song, and how excited the lead singer gets about it. It's like, it's fantastic. Glenn Hughes, I really liked what I heard from this album. I haven't listened to the full album, but I definitely need to. But what I heard from it, I was really impressed with. So that's one I need to put on my list. And Heat is also another one that I need to put on my list. For some reason, whenever he comes out with an album, I register it and then I kind of put it on the back burner. But I know I like Heat. Every time I've listened to them, I've enjoyed them. So those are a couple that I need to get on. But I've heard of all of these, and I have listened to Rock Out in its entirety, but I don't remember it. So I'll have to re-listen and give you my verdict again.
All right. BB.
Alrighty, ready. Yeah, it's so weird when Dylan said Rock Out. The only there's only 2 albums in the playlist from the halfway album. Did we even do it? Did we do this episode?
Yeah, the halfway albums. Yeah, we did. It was Wednesday 13, Dark Chapel, Coheed, and Rock Out.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I only have
literally like one good album on that episode.
I only have 2 albums in the playlist, so that's weird. Yeah, I'm like Dylan. I have to apologize. I don't remember the Rock Out.
We got Mandela affected.
And then, of course, when you have Glenn Hughes and Joe Bonamassa, two great musicians. They're, no matter what they put out, they're going to put out quality stuff. And Game Over, I do not know that one. But, righty, at least I had Heat on my original list.
Good job, BB.
Yeah.
Good job. Better than nothing.
Yeah.
How about you, BC?
Right.
I know you're familiar with most of this stuff.
Again, Rock Out. I'm with Dylan and these guys.
I even looked at the album cover and I'm like,
So,
but I remember the song "The Boys Are Back."
No, that's The Boys Are Back in Town, BB.
Oh.
Guess who
Even
just got
the
back
album
today?
cover doesn't even. Still, does the album cover?
Yeah, no, I saw it, and I don't remember.
Pay attention, fuckers.
It's
All right, so-
unforgettable.
Unforgettable. That's what
Do you know how many
bring
albums
to
we listen to
us.
for this podcast?
I'm sad for y'all.
But I put a little X mark after that one so I can check it out. Joe Manamassa, I mean, he's been after us for a long time. I gotta start delving into that. Game Over kind of sounds familiar, so I'll put a check mark after that to check out. Glenn Hughes, this is the Glenn Hughes I go to. I mean, I don't know. I don't like when he plays in bands. I like when he's himself.
Does his own thing.
It does his own thing, is where, for my wheelhouse at least. And it's good. I mean, musically, I mean, I'm once you see him with Eric, you're ruined for life. But I give this guy credit. I mean, he's good. He's good.
He is, and he was a singer before Eric was in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Just that when we came in, it was Eric.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Kenny.
Unfortunately.
Kenny. Oh my God, they killed Kenny. All right, BB, what do you got for us?
All right, here we go. I'm going to go for a ride, BC. Settle down.
We'll take it forward.
All right, my number 5 is a band that no one, well, maybe righty, Art Nation, with the album Revolution, released May 16th. This album is just full of heavy guitar riffs, a lot of little pinch harmonics in there. The vocalist has this real powerful, high screaming range, which is really, really good. The song I'm going to highlight off the album is Moving On. Has a good chugging beat, great vocals. The background vocals from the band are absolutely phenomenal. Soaring solo, just a great song to highlight that album. Album number 4 from the boys, Inglorious. Their album is called, I'm gonna say it's V, because it's actually it's not 5. It's their 6th studio album, so I'm gonna say it's V. I always love these guys. I love this album. It's a great mixture of rockin' tunes, some slower ballads in there. The highlight from the album is End of the Road. It's a fast rocker right out of the gate. The chorus actually carries this song. It's super catchy. The harmonies in it are killer. And the solo right after the chorus is just absolutely sick bananas. Album number 3, a self-titled album from the band Sign of the Wolf, released April 24th. So this is like a Dio Rainbow-inspired band. Vinny Appice, Doug Aldridge, Tony Carey that used to play in Rainbow, and then the vocalist is Andrew Friedman, which is, this guy can sing the phone book. The highlight for me on this one is Murder at Midnight. The vocals are just absolutely incredible. The lyrics are great, really good songwriting on this, and Doug's playing is off the charts as usual. Album number 2 from the band The Fifth that BC picked out, We Are One. Roy Carey and the boys are back with this amazing album with their North Carolina swagger. This album just sounds like raw rock. The highlighted song I picked was the closer, Starlight. It just kind of showcases Roy's vocals between softer and a little bit heavier. There's some cool talk box in there. Chorus is super catchy, just a great closing song. And then my number 1, according to Apple Music, because I played the fuck out of this album, BC's number 2, Steve's number 11, Dylan's number 11. It's Dark Chapel with Spirit of the Glass, released February 28th. Brother Dario just brings it with great, amazing vocals, guitar work out the wazoo, some piano playing.
Throw in a piano. Come on.
And the piano playing is great.
Tickling the ivories.
Yeah. And I couldn't even pick one. I can't even pick one song to highlight because they're all good. So let's check them all out. Go ahead, Righty.
Okay, Art Nation, great album. Great album. BB kind of gave me a little preview of his stuff pre-episode. This one, it's probably in my top 20. I thought it was really good. Solid album. Inglorious V or 5. I didn't like this album at all.
No. Okay.
I listened to this one and I'm like, what do they do? I don't know. It just did not hit me at all. Sorry. However, you did redeem yourself with Sign of the Wolf. Fucking fantastic fucking album. This is, I mean, you can never, ever top Rainbow Rising or anything like that, but Tony Carey plays keyboards on this, Doug Ulrich guitar, Andrew Freeman, Vinny on drums. This is a solid album. This is very Rainbow-esque. A lot of cool Tony Carey keyboard stuff. This one was in my probably top 15, I would say. Fantastic album. Andrew Freeman. I wish he sang on the Dark Chapel album too. But like fucking great pick. Because I think you brought this. I think the song is a Jim song, maybe.
Yeah,
It was one of the 2025 songs.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it, and I've listened to it a bunch of times since then. The Fifth, talked about that one. I like it. Very good, very solid album. Dark Chapel. You were wrong. You said it was my number 11. I think it's my 211.
Oh, damn. I forgot.
And I only listened to about 110. So, but I mean, like I said, if you can get even Andrew Freeman or Rory to sing on that, like if you get your like last two guys to sing on the first album, I mean, it'd be good. But
We'll
good,
see what
good.
we can do.
You know, you were.
That's Hall of
Three-
Fame, no matter
you were
what you
3 for
say.
5. You were
I'm
3 for
betting
5.
600.
You were 3
That's
for
Hall
5.
of Fame, you son of a bitch. All right, Dylan.
Okay, Art Nation. I had not heard of it. I definitely need to check it out, and it could go one of two ways for me, depending on which art we're talking about. If we're talking about art that we know, a friend of the podcast, it could be really good. Or if it's Art the Clown, it could be a nation that I don't want to be part of because that's pretty violent. Inglorious, I think I like the one song that I heard from there. You have brought them to the table a couple times, so I have to listen to them again. Sign of the Wolf, the song that you picked out for the 2025 songs, like really freaked me out. I felt very uncomfortable listening to it because it felt too like. I think I used Uncanny Valley as the term for it, where it felt like it was almost exactly like Dio, and it was concerning about how much it was like Dio, and I felt very. It's like watching a hologram or like a wax figure come to life kind of situation where you're like, no, there's something just off about that kind of gives me the creeps.
Like watching the Polar Express. With
Yeah,
that
like
creepy animation.
Very Polar Express vibes for me.
That fucking movie freaks
That's
me
actually
the fuck
very
out.
good. That's actually a very good comparison. That's how I felt listening to that song. So I don't think I can give that a try, unfortunately. And I got to listen to the Fifth. The Fifth, you seem to be extolling the praises of, and Dark Chapel, like I said, was definitely in the short list. But I knew both of you were going to bring it to the table, so I let Sleeping Dogs lie there and went from there.
BC, straighten out this boy across the table from you.
There's no hope. Art Nation. I'm not familiar with this, so that got the check mark.
That's good.
Because I want to check that out. Inglorious, I've heard these guys on it, so I'm familiar. I'm not too familiar with this newest album. Sign of the Wolf. This was just missed my list. It's one of those last when I was indulging in everything that came out this year.
He was impulse shopping at the time.
Impulse shopping. Come on, the Fifth. We talked about this. And you're number one, Dark Chapel. I mean, that's where you got to be in the church.
That's right.
What kind of fan are you? Yours was number 2.
Dream Theater boy.
All right.
If Dream Theater didn't have an album, Dark Chapel would have been number one.
Dark Chapel just started. He's only getting to
right.
the altar right now. Dream Theater's been there since.
I've been there since 96.
Boy, BC, just think that this
93.
the Dark Chapel album is that good this year. Wait like 2 or 3 years when they get another one under their belt. It's gonna be
Aged
amazing.
like fine
When he
wine.
finally realizes that he shouldn't sing, I'll be all in. I'll be fucking all in. If Andrew Freeman, Ripper Owens, or Ronnie Romero, or fucking Dino Jesulik sings on that, I'll be all over that shit. Well, I know you like a little
Dark Chapel.
I know people came here because they like to be in the Dark Chapel now.
I like to have some spirits in my glass.
Everybody likes spirits.
I'm not talking
Now we
about
can't
no
say
tequila.
Tequila and cold gin. That might be a fit.
Did everybody go?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We went off the rails a little bit.
So for better or worse, there's our top 10.
Yeah.
So now, for the first time in a couple of years, we're still not sure when the last one was. So we are going to have finally agree after a couple of years, a podcast album. And it's been a while.
It's been a while.
And this is the third album from this artist. And I want to say BB's probably the only one that has seen this artist live. And
I've seen him play.
Yeah, I
seen him
have too.
play.
I have too. Yeah. I saw him twice. But as you see, it's tough to get all of us to agree on like anything, any one thing. I won't say anything, but I'll say any one thing. Because there's only been maybe, in 8 years, maybe 3 podcast albums of the year. Because I think we've been doing one of these every year. I think maybe there's 3. There was The Rods, there was Priest Firepower, and I want to say there was one more. I know there was one more.
It might have been Invincible Shield.
I was going to say
Invincible Shield, maybe.
I think it was Priest twice.
Maybe,
It might have been. I think it was.
So this one, I'm gonna let BB introduce this one. I think since he's the more of the prolific this type stuff guy.
All right. The podcast album of the year is from Mammoth. The album is called The End. It was released October 24th. Some really good stuff on here. What I like about this album is you can tell that he is evolving into his own. He's kind of touching vocal parts that are a lot higher than his last 2 albums. His playing has gotten a lot better. And what really perks my ear is there's that little brown tone that his dad used to do. And every once in a while, in certain notes or certain runs he'll do, you can kind of hear it just from that guitar he's using in whatever settings he's using. Really good stuff. I think my favorite, I love how Apple Music, they highlight a couple songs. So I don't know if they're the most downloaded songs. But I love song number 3, Same Old Song. It's a little different, and it's kind of catchy in certain parts. And then he goes off on some crazy wailing towards the back end of the song. And his vocals are great from some time changes he does, and even there's a faster paced, I don't want to say rap, but he sings it a little different than all the other songs on the album, which kind of really sticks out. So if there's any songs on this one, my favorite is Same Old Song.
Okay.
Yeah, this is definitely my favorite from Mammoth. I'm happy that it seems like the rights issues have been solved, that it doesn't have to be Mammoth WVH. A little easier on the tongue to just say Mammoth. And it also kind of brings it home of it being, an homage to, the old Van Halen, but not, it's its own thing. And what I like about it is that he wears his influences on his sleeve on this one. You could really hear some elements of different. There's some Cheap Trick in there. There's some Foo Fighters-esque stuff in there. There's, of course, some stuff from his father. But I just think that it's the kind of album that I always just want to hear, where it's like, I need a good hard rocker, great riffs, good vocals, strong drums, just a kick-ass album to listen to and get me through the day. This is that kind of album, and I really love that Wolfie is doing basically everything himself. I think that's so awesome, and he has not stumbled yet, in my opinion. I think he's 3 for 3 with his albums. This one is my favorite, like I said, and I think it absolutely is deserving of Album of the Year for the podcast.
He also does videos of the year.
Yes,
his
they're
videos
They're
are
awesome.
Are
They're
crazy,
awesome.
like the Food Fire.
Yeah, he has.
Food Fire used to do.
Yeah, he has so much fun with music videos, which I think music videos should have some fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll tell you what. I have one word to describe this album, and it's solid.
Yeah,
it is solid. It is an album you could put on and just let it play, and you can let it play in a loop. And I think, like BB said, he's really come into his own. He's getting more confident vocally. He's stretching out his playing. He does, and I think I said to Dylan one day, like, and he said his influences and stuff like that. I'm like, holy fuck, there's one part, and I'm not a huge fan of everything Cheap Trick, but I'm like more of a hits guy for them. But like, there's one part I'm like, holy shit, that's a fucking pulled out of a Cheap Trick song, or it could be thrown into a Cheap Trick song. Like, just, but in another word to consider, this one is fun also. Mm-hmm. It's not like political shit. It's not, crazy metal stuff. It's just like solid, good rock and roll. Fun album. Like, I Really Wanna. Better Off is great. The Spell is cool. The video for that is fucking crazy. But I think it's just great. And, did he get a leg up when he started because as his dad? Yeah, he absolutely. But I think by now, people that are listening to him are listening to him because it's good stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not, I got to listen to it because I'm a Van Halen fan and I got to listen to his kid. I don't think at this point it's anything like that. I want to say probably most of the people that checked it out were like, I got to give this a try. It's his kid. He played in Van Halen. So, talented young man. I like his humbleness. Any kind of interview that you hear, he's humble. He's not trying to be his dad. You can't be Eddie Van Halen's son without having some influence in the sound, in how he plays. I mean, that's how he grew up. I mean, I'm sure my two children have some traits of mine, and sorry, I just say, but you know what I mean. So I just think he's and he's very well spoken, and I think we're going to go see him in a couple months. I think that's my hope, that we can maybe all four of us go down and check him out. So, and it wasn't a hem and haw for me to pick this as the album, because it would have been in my probably top three if it wasn't a podcast album for sure. So what do you think, BC?
All right, since I go to the Dark Chapel a lot, I got a confession to make. I mean, when he first came out, I was kind of like, I listened, I heard it, but I didn't listen to it. I think I was anti because he's living off his dad's coattails. It wasn't until this album that I sat down and really opened my mind. See? So, I opened the doors of the chapel.
Let Wolfgang walk right in.
Wolfgang walk in. All right. But no, like I said, it's very fun. It's a fun album. The standouts are probably for me to spell. I really wanna. And I think, and I forget who touched base on, the videos are fun.
Yeah.
And you don't see that anymore. Like, back in the day, videos were supposed to be fun.
I'm just saying, Nice Nine Kills also does really fun videos.
They gotta come to the chapel, though. But
Chapel
no,
comes to them.
this is a fun album, and like you said, I have a new respect for him.
All right, so Mammoth, the end.
Yeah.
Great podcast album, and a first in a couple years. So fantastic. And when we do these episodes, I like to kind of throw it out there to our friends and listeners and stuff like that. If you have a top 10 or top 5 or whatever, if you want to read it, send us it. We will give you a shout out, and we will read your list. So, and literally, it is now. Let me see what time did this come in. This one was sent to me. We were already recording the first episode when this came in, but it's from Robert at the Two Bobs Cast. So he sent me a message. Hey, Steve, hope you are well, brother. Here, my top 5 albums from 2025. If it's not too late, it is not too late. He got it just under the wire. So he has. I'm not sure if this is from like 1 down or 1 or 5 up or whatever. So he has Testament Parabellum, Avatar, Don't Go in the Forest. Ghost Skeleton. That's an album we didn't talk about tonight, unless we didn't do honorable mentions yet, I will say. Deftones, Private Music, and Mammoth The End was on his list also, which we literally 18 seconds ago just got done talking about. So I have a list from our friend and listener, Jim Kula. Great guy. He actually sent me a list, but then he sent me a revised list, so I will give him the... I'll read his second list there. He said, I forgot about a few, so here's my updated top 5. His top 5 is updated, but he has his top 10 here. I'll go from 10 up. Matt Mullins is his first one. I don't know that one. Scott Rockenfield, number 9. Mammoth at number 8. Primal Fear at number 7. Dream Theater at number 6. Smith Kotzen at number 5. Halloween, Giants and Monsters at number 4. Dorothy album, which is really good. At number 3, the Wet album with Jeff Scott Soto, of course. That's his number 2, and he has the Triumph Magic Power tribute album has his number 1. So thank you, Jim. We appreciate that. Thank you for Robert and Jim for sending in your list so far. And I talked about this guy in their podcast before, Brian Hendrickson, and just a great guy. We met him on Monsters of Rock Cruise. He said, "Hey man, getting pumped for your best of per your Facebook thing. Thanks for posting that, by the way, BB. Not in order." 10, Mammoth, The End. 9, Dream Theater, Parasomnia. 8, Testament, Coheed and Cambria. There we go, Dylan. All That Remains, number 6. Number 5, Dayseeker, Creature in the Black Night. That one I don't know. I will have to check that out. 4, Killer's Confession. A Victim is the album. I'll have to check that one out too. My boy, way to go, Brian. He's got my boy's Tokyo Blade in there. Time is Fire. And he has number 1, Ghost Skeleton. And he missed number 3 in there. Actually, I didn't notice that until I just read this one. Band called Haunt and Ignite is his number 3. Thank you, Brian. Much appreciated for yours. And, of course, our boy, our friend from the great white north... I don't think they get much snow up there. So the great northwest of Canada. Of course, Karhu Kangas, Canada Rob. And I'll read his from 10 up. He has number 10. Is a tie for number 10. He has the new Treat album, Wild Card, which is very good. Avantasia, Here Be Dragons. Number 9, Shiraz Lane in Vertigo. Number 8, Cheap Trick, All Washed Up. I did not get a chance to listen to that album. I will have to check that out, Rob. Number 7, Arch Enemy, Blood Dynasty. Another Dream Theater, Parasomnia, number 6. Number 5, Dirty Honey Live, Mayhem and Revelry. Number 4, Harem Scarum, Chasing Euphoria. That one I didn't get a chance to either. Number 3's got Mammoth, The End. Number 2, I told Dylan, I said, Rob's going to send me a list, and this album is absolutely going to be on there. Kill Switch Engage, The Consequence. He told me, when him and I sat together riding the bus back to the airport, Monsters of Rock Cruise, and we were talking, and he told me, check out this Kill Switch Engage album, this Consequence. Absolutely fantastic album. Brutal album. Just punch your skull right in. And his number 1 is Crazy Lick's Thrill of the Bite. So thank you, Rob, Robert, Jim, and Brian for the list that I was able to read out here. And Dylan has a couple more from our Facebook that he's going to read.
Yes. So Antonio Sarek submitted their top 5. We got number 5, Heat, Welcome to the Future. Number 4, Perfect Plan, Heart of a Lion. Number 3, Night Moves, Double Life, not the Bob Seger song.
Bob Seger.
Number 2, FM with Brotherhood. And number 1, Streetlight with Night Vision. Jem Blair has number 5, Cheap Trick, All Washed Up. Number 4, Halloween, Giants and Monsters. Number 3, Parasomnia from Dream Theater. Number 2, Bonfire, Higher Ground. And then number 1, The Revenge of Alice Cooper. That's another one we haven't talked about yet. Sonny Pooney said 2025 sucked. Caitlin Provo said that the only album that she had on there was 3 Days Grace, Alienation. I forgot about 3 Days Grace. Brian Lee Hecht, not in any order, Dream Theater, Parasomnia. The Night Flight Orchestra, Give Us the Moon. That's a band that I always see and I never check out, but I should. Brainstorm, Plague of Rats. I'm sure my dad would love that. A to Z with A2Z2. And Terra Maze with The Harmony Machine. And then Jeff Gauss has Creatures 2, Night, Cult of the Serpent Sun, Savage Master, Dark and Dangerous, and then the Crypt Sermon EP. So those are all of the listener-submitted albums. Thank you, everyone, for submitting your albums. We love to read them. And hey, if you're listening to this episode and you want to give your list, plop them on there. We still love seeing them, because there's a lot of albums that we could talk about that would be, just missing the list. But I think that's probably actually a good segue to go into our honorable mentions. BB, do you have any honorable mentions that just missed out on your list?
I do, and it's funny. A couple of these were kind of in lists.
Yeah.
I think "Wet" was a great list. The Jeff Scott Soto and Eric from Heat. That's a great album. And then another one, Crazy Licks, that we didn't talk about, but that album was on a couple lists. And then my third one I have is actually the band that BC picked for the Gem song last episode, Wings of Steel. That's a great album as well.
Okay.
Yeah, they were the three I picked, just that no one really touched on. And maybe Generva had an album out this year too, which a lot of it was good. There's a couple, and I thought there was a couple duds on there, but nobody mentioned them.
Okay. Some of my I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No.
Okay. You looked like you were breathing in to talk more. Some of my ones that just missed the list, that some of them were mentioned, were The Revenge of Alice Cooper. I was pleasantly surprised by that one, because I've not been a fan of Alice's output recently. I didn't like... I mean, The Road wasn't bad. The Road was pretty good.
The Road was good.
Because that had his touring band, finally. But, of course, we went back to the Alice Cooper band. But I actually ended up liking this one a lot better than, say, Detroit Stories. So that one I liked. It wasn't enough to get on the final list, but that was one that just missed it. And Skeleton by Ghost is another one that I really enjoyed it, but I think it suffered when compared to the album before it. Because the album before it I loved so much, and I was hoping that this was going to be a continuation of that. And it's a little different, and it's still good, but it just missed out on my list. So those are kind of the two honorable mentions that I had with my stuff.
Yeah, thank you guys for sending in your guys and gals for sending in your lists and bands and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, there's ones there's always stuff that you don't get to, like Streetlights, FM. I haven't get a chance to. Night Moves, that one I don't know. Perfect Plan I heard, that one's good. Cheap Trick, like I said, I didn't get a chance to get to that one. In The Revenge of Alice Cooper, yeah, that one is like I think I like maybe 3/4 of that album. I think the Night Fright Orchestra, I have to check that one out. Brainstorm, Plague of Rats. Why does it always have to be rats fucking somewhere? The A to Z album is very good. Terra Maze, that one that's not on my radar either. I have to check that out. Jeff Goss always sends some cool stuff in too. Creatures 2, Cult of the Serpent and the Sun, Savage Master, Dark and Dungeon, because I think he's the one that sent me. I know he has Crypt Sermon on here. Isn't that who opened up for Bruce? Was it Crypt Sermon?
Yes, I want to say that.
Right?
Sounds,
Wasn't that them that opened up for Bruce? Yeah. So, and Joe Polo, thank you for another year gone by. Miss you guys. Have a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas as well, Joe. And once again, congratulations on your marriage to Karen. So yeah, guys, thank you for sending in your lists. Always great reading your guys' lists. You know what? I have one more that I apologize. It was in my a regular text. It was not in my messenger. Give me 2 seconds here. Our buddy Jim Polkowski, he sent me a list. I will go from 10 to 1. A couple of these are record store day releases. This first one is that actually. I apologize, Jim. I will have picked this up by the time you guys hear this. Motorhead live at Brixton in '87. The Sword Warp Riders reissue. Saxon Eagles over Hellfest. Robin Thrower Come and Find Me. UFO No Place to Run reissue. The Rods Wild Dogs Unchained. Raven Can't Take the Fire Away. Judas Priest live in Atlanta '82. That was, oh my God, that's fucking fantastic. Status Quo live box set, and his number one is the Deep Purple Made in Japan box set. So thank you, Jim. I know I that's why I have to write shit down, and I did. So I caught that at the end there. So What do you got for honorable mentions, BC?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Robin McCauley. He came out with Soulbound. I mean, he always puts out solid stuff in my book. Fell X in the Drills. I've never really dived into those, but I really like that album. Power Right in the Kisser. And the up north, the boys from Canada with the Honeymoon Suite, Wake Me Up When the Sun Goes Down. I thought
That's very good.
That was good. I just didn't have enough time with it to really
To rank it.
Yeah,
for honorable mentions for me, this one was like my number 11. It was in my top 10, but then another one came up and I kind of booted it down. Halloween, Giants and Monsters. Love those guys. Fantastic album. Wet, the Apex album. We talked about that a little bit. This one, I never really listened to a full album of these guys, and I saw they had a new one out, so I'm like, oh, I'll check it out. Nashville Pussy. Pleased to Eat You. Fun, dirty, grimy album. If you're just looking for some good, dirty rock and roll, it's good. It's really good. Bloodbound, Field of Swords. That one came out just a little too recently to really get into it too much. Sabaton Legends. And also, one of our listeners had this one. I think it was Jim Cooley. He had the Triumph Tribute album that came out. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And also, the Bad Company Tribute album was really, really good, too. A lot of, between Triumph and the Bad Company Tribute, there's a lot of great... And actually, there's a couple crossover artists on both of them. So that's what I have for the honorable mention. So everybody did the honorable mention thing? Mm-hmm. Okay. So... Now, what albums disappointed you guys this year? I'm going to go to Dylan first on this one. If you have any.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think any of them disappointed me. I think that they all met, because I started looking at it a different way this year, where I wanted to be a little more open-minded. I wanted to stop trying to expect the absolute best from... each album. And I don't think I was let down by any album, per se. I mean, like I said, the Ghost one wasn't as good as the one before it, but I still enjoyed it quite a bit. And even the Alice Cooper, where, it's not the vibe of Alice that I enjoy the most, I still thought it was a pretty decent album. And that album cover is fantastic.
The album cover is great.
One of the best album covers, for sure. So I don't think I had any disappointments this year as kind of egregious as... prior years.
Okay. Phoebe, what do you got?
I have 3. A band that I love, Circus of Rock. They came out with the album this year, Hellfire. Couldn't get into it.
No.
Couldn't get into it. LA Guns with Leopard Skin. Another, they're rolling out 2 back-to-back duds. And this was actually on Canada Rob's list, and I just couldn't get into it. Harem Scarum with Chasing Euphoria. I'm gonna have to give that another shot. I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing. So I'll tell Canada Rob I will check it out again and see what I can grab in there.
All right. How about you, BC?
Love Hate came out with one. It's okay. I don't know what they were trying to do.
But is it just Jizzy?
I think there's another guy from the original.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but it's not the original. No, by no means.
So you have more hate than love.
More hate than love on that one. What's the name? Steve Plunkett.
That's brutal.
I mean, I don't know. I have some memories of Autograph, and you put that on, it's like at least if you redone
it's like the sign in please redone.
Yeah, if it was redone decently. He changed too much.
It's pussified.
Yes.
It is. It chopped the balls right off of that album. In my opinion, the first three Autograph albums, I think, for if you want to call it hair metal, I think they're 3 of the best 1, 2, 3 albums that are out there of that era. I absolutely love them. But the redo of this is just, it's neutered.
Big time.
Please don't get your album spayed or neutered.
And I can't say it's disappointment. It's just not what I expected was Libsyn. I've always been a fan of...
A little more industrial than...
too...
Yeah.
I don't know, just... Not what I expected. I think it was what caused me to just that a bit.
Okay. For me, I have two. In the first one, I want to just start out saying I love the album. I think it's fantastic. The playing on it is great. The production is great on it. I hate to say this, but it's the Rod's Wild Dogs Unleashed. There's no rockers on it. It's mostly mid-tempo stuff, which I like, but I don't want a whole album of it. And like the first rockin' song on there is Hurricane, which is a redo, and that's like the 7th or 8th song on the album, because I know we listened to that in the hotel room while we were eating dinner before we went to the Dream Theater show. And I put it on. We played it pretty loud, so that it came out. We had a good speaker playing it. It's really good, but like it didn't have what I wanted from these guys. If it was, and like I said, it's great. I love Carl. I just met Freddie a couple times. We've interviewed David on the podcast. Fantastic guy. I wanted more rockers from that. I'm not disappointed in the album. I'm disappointed in the rockingness of the songs. Okay. And my other one is, I think I was texting BB on this one because I know he's a big fan. The Ronnie Romero album, Backbone. Same thing. It's all mid-tempo stuff. Like, by like the 4th, 5th song, you're like, come on, just like, put a nickel in it or fucking crank that, do something. Get on the fucking treadmill or something like that. It just didn't have that get up and go that I like to have. So, so that we all got that right. So, couple upcoming concerts we got coming. If anybody thinks of anything else, kind of jump in here. We have tickets for Maiden coming up in September. We have tickets for Triumph coming up. I think that's June. No, that's May. That's like the Labor Day weekend, I think. For that, I think that's Camden, I think, New Jersey. We're hoping to grab some tickets for Mammoth coming up. So can you guys think of any other shows or tours? I would like to see Kansas again. They're playing Wind Creek. I would like to see those guys again. But as far as that goes, anybody got anything else for concerts or? Not that I could think of. I mean, I absolutely look forward to Bannon and stuff. So, so one last thing. Two last things. What are you guys looking forward to? I'll say this year because this is coming out in 2026. How about you, Dylan? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I was promised an Anthrax album last year, and I'm hoping I get one this year. We haven't really heard much, or at least a tour. I would love a tour from Anthrax.
Well, they're playing shows with Megadeth.
Yeah.
But not an
I would love a tour for Anthrax. I would love for Anthrax to play around here without another band to hold them down. No, Megadeth's good. I am interested to hear Megadeth's last album. That's one thing I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing them play on the moon. I think that's going to be a great spectacle.
Maybe not 2026.
Yeah, maybe not 2026 because you know how long these farewell tours could last.
He already said it's going to last a few years.
Yeah. The Avatars aren't coming out this year, right? They're
2027.
2027, that's right.
Last they said.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe they'll rush up after Kiss the Vegas thing. No, I'm just looking forward to more new music from artists. I'm looking forward to discovering new artists as well because I think this year I've tried my best to branch out to bands that I haven't heard of before or look kind of underneath the covers to try to see if there's stuff that I haven't listened to yet. So I'm looking forward to more of that as well, I would say.
All right. How about you, BB?
I'm looking forward to the cruise again, hanging out with everybody. But most of all, like seeing bands that I've never seen, like Crazy Licks, Crash Diet, Spread Eagle. Like they're the bands I really want to see. And almost like Dylan, I want to hear this Megadeth album and see the tour, and looking forward to that. And Taiketo, I'm looking for Taiketo to release their album this year, too. BC.
Speaking of BC, what do you got?
Pre-order.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know we could do that.
For who?
Taiketo's pre-order.
Oh, yeah? I ain't gonna wait.
Yeah, I mean, there we touch on it. Megadeth, definitely looking forward to that. Taiketo, going to see Iron Maiden. I mean, Monster Rockers, that's a given.
Yeah.
Monsters of Rock.
Yeah. All right, yeah, for me, definitely Monsters of Rock Cruise, the hang for it. I'm of the mind anymore. We see who we see. I don't really have any must-see bands that I can think of so far in Monsters of Rock Cruise, but I'm just looking forward to hanging out with you guys for a week and just saying, fuck it, whatever. If rumor has it, I'm looking forward to a new Pretty Maids album in 2026 with Ken Hammer and Ronnie Atkins back together. What?
Anthrax's album's done.
They say it's done. It's in the mixing phase or something like
No,
that.
they're
now.
done.
Oh, done. Oh,
They're
okay.
saying early part of 2026.
Okay. All right. I'm
Let's
looking forward to that as well.
see if it happens.
Yeah. Looking forward to new Striper album. They're supposed to go in the studio on, I don't know, I think they even said like the 27th of December or something like that. And good thoughts and prayers and vibes to Michael Sweet with his thyroid cancer. BB, looking forward to the new Airborne album coming out.
No way.
Yep.
Did not see that.
I'm looking forward to seeing what if Kiss is going to keep up the momentum, or Pop House or whatever the hell, keep up the momentum with releases for this year. So maybe hopefully another soundboard. This year they've already done a Destroyer box set, but Rock and Roll Over was also released in 1976. So maybe something coming up for that. Another soundboard would be cool. If they did it in 1986 thing, that would be Crazy Nights tour.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know as far as that goes. Looking forward to going to the Joe Bonamassa shows, and looking forward to going to a lot more baseball games this year. I know we got a partial package for one of our local AAA teams, so looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to this right here. Us four guys sitting down, shooting the shit about music that we like or sometimes don't like. Getting our friends on here, talking and shooting the shit and everything like that. Always looking forward to that. So let's wrap this thing up. We'll get up on out of here. So we'll go around, say your last words, say your personal thank yous, and we'll roll out of here. So go ahead, BB.
All right. Yeah, this was a great episode. Sometimes it's always tough picking albums. What ones you like, what ones you don't like. Maybe even throwing one or two in there, that hoping that you guys aren't going to talk about, and even having a listener say, "Hey, I listened to The Sign of the Wolf, and oh my God, that was a great album. That was a great pick." And that's why half the time I'm trying to go deep and just get odd stuff out there. Thank you. Thank you guys. This is you guys are like my extended family. Thank you to my wife, my real family. Down the road, and just putting up with different stuff I do, and podcast stuff, and sitting on the couch and writing this down, and they're talking to me, and I got my headphones in, and this is a great ride. I can't believe we've been doing it for 8 years. I hopefully we do it for another 8 more, because this is just the tip of the iceberg, and there's still a lot of music out there we haven't touched, and I can't wait to see where we go.
All right, Dylan.
Yes, very fun year for the podcast. Pretty good year for music, and I really appreciate all the listeners kind of sending in their music that they love and sending in comments about the podcast. It really is fantastic. I want to thank Christine for coming on the podcast, and for also supporting and things like that, and thank my mom as well for the same reason. Maybe we'll get her on the podcast one of these days. We can talk about Bon Jovi.
I want to get all of our. I want some days for it to be Christine, Renee, Randy, and Corey sitting doing a podcast, not us four.
Yeah.
And we'll go to Cisco's or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and you could listen to some of the songs that we talked about from our top 5 on the Spotify playlist of the week. Check them out. Let us know, even if you think it's too late, let us know some of your favorite albums from the year. We still have lots of music left to discover, like BB said, perhaps you could send us some stuff that might become our new favorite. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to another year of podcasting and another year of great music and great camaraderie with everybody and another year of chewing the fat with the gang.
All right, BC.
All right. For me personally, right here, the four of us here, and just discovering new music that this here brings me to, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have ever listened to a lot of stuff that I've listened to. I just, oh my God. And help me out with this. I'm going to kill this guy's name. I was out in a bookmobile and this guy comes to me, hey, you BC? I'm like, oh boy. I don't care what your wife said. That was years ago.
It's not true.
It's not true. That was years ago. But Mike
Kozic
said, hey, I listened to you guys on the Potter and Hill podcast.
Really?
Because he works in a place like Jen works. She goes, you told me to check you guys out.
Oh, no shit.
And he goes, I like it, man. 80s rock, I was like, cool.
Yeah, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Awesome.
So thanks, Mike, for listening. See what the future holds. I can't wait. I mean, it's the surprising stuff that you don't see coming is what.
That's true. That is very true. All right, yeah. It's crazy for just the amount of time we've spent together doing this, the time that we put in listening to what we listen to do this podcast. I could not even fucking ballpark it. I couldn't even, I don't even know what the hell number episode we're on, to tell you the truth. 300 and some, I think, 400 and some.
We're in the 400s.
400 and some, right? It's just amazing how time flies. I mean, we started in BC's kitchen, and his house before was remodeled. New historic site in the city of Carbondale. It's just it's amazing just the amount of time we've been together doing this, let alone just Dylan's my son. I've seen him almost every day of his life for 31 years. BC and BB, like if we don't see each other every day, we're at least texting every day, and talking about and what we're doing and making fun of one another and busting balls about my disdain for Dark Chapel and shit like that, and their disdain for pirate metal. But I want to thank my wife Corey for putting up with me for 32 years, coming on 33 years, being married. That's not counting the time that we dated before. But love you. I appreciate your support, and we do make a great team. And I want to thank my director of the Carbondale Public Library, Stephanie Spade. She allows us to continue to record at the Carbondale Public Library when we need to, which we do when we do like the Kiss Crew episodes and like when Dave and Jen and stuff come on. It's a little more conducive space-wise to record there when we do record there. And all of our guest hosts that we've had come on, I read their names in the last episode, but we appreciate you guys for doing the same, for putting in the time to come on with us, to take time out of your life, out of stuff that you can be doing for your own podcast or with your family, whatever, to come on and shoot the shit with us. It's much appreciated. Our listeners, you guys are absolutely fucking amazing, awesome. I love the interaction. I love the the friendships that have been made over the years, whether it be you listeners out there, fellow podcasters, our supporters. The support is insanely great out there. And I want to thank Mark Satorka also. The music you hear at the end of the episode and at the beginning of the episode is from Mark Satorka. Fantastic guy, good friend. I was in school with him years and years ago. I still have pictures of when we recorded the music with Mark. Didn't he use the Gene Simmons Axe guitar,
yeah,
I think, to record the music that you guys hear at the beginning of the podcast, which is crazy. And I want to thank you guys in this room the most. I love you guys. You guys are my son, my two other brothers from another mother. It's amazing how sometimes we'll text and we're all texting the same answer to the same thing at the same time. It's crazy. It's like a mind hive or something like that sometimes. But and I like the differentness of us, how we you know, agree sometimes and disagree a lot, sometimes vehemently, and that's what makes it good. You can't love everything, you can't agree on every goddamn thing, but it's just amazing of how this takes place. And Dylan, especially you, for recording us, doing the editing and getting it out there. I could never ever do this without you, without your help, and I love you. I appreciate you, and I hope to do this many more years down the road. So thank you, everybody out there. Hope you guys enjoyed our 2025 wrap up, episode 1 and 2. And like Dylan said, he will put the a certain amount of these songs and everything in the Spotify playlist. And so check out some other of those podcasts that I mentioned in the first episode. So there are brothers, some of them are our sisters as well. So thank you, everybody. We love you. We're absolutely looking forward to a great year in 2026. And we have a really cool episode in the hopper, not in the hopper as in done, as in the hopper as in my brain, that we're going to do coming up in the spring that I'm kind of cracking up thinking about doing it. It was an episode that on the way home from the Dream Theater concert, me, BC, and Dylan we were talking about something, and it just like kind of popped into my head, and we riffed on it for like an hour. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of laughs, and I'm really super looking forward to it. It's an episode unlike we've done anything we've done before. I hope it comes off as good as it is in my mind. I just can't wait to do that. So looking forward to this year. It's going to be fun. A lot of changes coming personally for us here too. But we'll get into that at another time. So everybody, thank you for listening. We love you guys, every last one of you. Whether you're if you're a new listener, welcome. If you're a vintage listener, welcome back. We love all of you guys. Keep interacting with us. Keep sending us messages. We thank you for your friendship. We love your friendship, and don't be shy. Let us know. Send us on Messenger, Facebook us, Messenger any of us personally. That's okay anytime. We really appreciate it. So everybody out there, have a great 2026. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We will see you next time, and there definitely will be a next time.